What if the beauty you see in the world wasn't random, but evidence of an underlying order? What if this order resonated with something deep within your soul? And what if understanding this resonance could unlock a more meaningful and connected existence? For millennia, humanity has sought to understand this connection, this hidden language woven into the fabric of reality, and in doing so, has glimpsed the profound interplay between the cosmos and the self. The roots of sacred geometry can be traced back to ancient civilizations like Egypt and Greece, where thinkers and builders alike perceived geometric patterns not merely as aesthetic designs, but as reflections of divine order, keys to understanding the universe itself. The Egyptians, with their majestic architecture and intricate art, employed geometry to create harmonious structures that mirrored cosmic principles, believing that these forms held a deep spiritual significance, connecting the earthly realm to the celestial. Similarly, in ancient Greece, figures like Pythagoras explored the mathematical relationships underlying musical harmony, postulating that these ratios were fundamental to the structure of reality, and that numbers held the very key to understanding the universe. This pursuit of cosmic harmony reached a pinnacle with Plato, who associated the Platonic solids with the elements and the very structure of the cosmos, emphasizing the indispensable role of geometry in comprehending the world around us and our place within it. Later, Swiss psychiatrist and psychologist Carl Jung, grappling with the depths of the human psyche, introduced the concept of archetypes and the collective unconscious, proposing that certain symbols and patterns are universal and deeply rooted in the human psyche, transcending individual experience. This begs the question, might not the patterns of sacred geometry tap directly into these archetypal patterns, speaking to us on a level far deeper than conscious thought? Throughout history, across cultures and traditions, humanity has wrestled with the deep-seated yearning to find meaning and connection in the world, and these patterns of sacred geometry provide a framework for understanding the profound relationship between the individual and the cosmos, offering a tangible sense of belonging and purpose within an often chaotic existence. However, the prevailing modern disconnection from nature and intuitive ways of knowing has led to a sense of fragmentation and meaninglessness in the modern world. This disconnection can make it difficult to hear one's inner voice, or to access the inherent wisdom of the unconscious, leaving individuals feeling lost and disoriented in a world increasingly dominated by rationality and materialism. Given these challenges to accessing our authentic selves, how can we rediscover the language of sacred geometry to reconnect with our inner selves, find meaning in a fragmented world, and unlock our creative potential? This video will explore the fundamental geometric shapes and patterns, uncover their symbolic meanings across cultures, examine their psychological interpretations through a Jungian lens, and finally, reveal practical ways to apply this knowledge for personal growth. By immersing yourself in this exploration, you'll gain a deeper understanding of yourself and the universe, unlock your creative potential, and cultivate a greater sense of meaning and purpose in your daily life. Let's begin our exploration by delving into the fundamental geometric shapes that form the foundation of sacred geometry and uncover the hidden language they speak to our souls. Can a simple circle, a humble triangle, or a straightforward square truly hold the key to understanding ourselves and the world around us? Beyond their mathematical definitions, these basic geometric shapes form the very foundation of reality, acting as potent symbols carrying inherent meaning that resonates deep within the human psyche, their forms echoing the very structures of consciousness. It is through understanding the language of these shapes that we may begin to unlock a deeper comprehension of ourselves and the cosmos. Consider the inherent qualities of each shape. The circle, with its unbroken line and lack of beginning or end, stands as a universal symbol of wholeness, unity, and eternity. It represents the cyclical nature of life, the interconnectedness of all things, and the boundless potential of the self. The triangle, in contrast, symbolizes direction, aspiration, and the dynamic interplay between mind, body, and spirit. It suggests movement, progress, and the striving towards a higher state of being. Finally, the square embodies stability, structure, and the material world, its four equal sides representing a sense of groundedness, order, and the tangible aspects of our existence. But how do these basic shapes translate into a deeper understanding of the human psyche? The circle, as we have noted, represents the self, the totality of the psyche encompassing both conscious and unconscious aspects. It is a symbol of integration, wholeness, and the journey towards individuation, the process of becoming a complete and unique individual. Think of the mandala, a circular symbol found in various spiritual traditions, used in meditation and therapy to promote inner peace and self-discovery. Its intricate patterns and symmetrical design reflect the harmonious balance of the psyche, inviting us to explore the depths of our inner world and embrace the totality of our being. Does it surprise you that cultures worldwide, despite their diverse beliefs and practices, converge on this same perspective of the circle as a symbol of the self? The triangle, unlike the circle's sense of completion, carries a dynamic energy, representing the Trinity in religious contexts, the three aspects of consciousness, thinking, feeling, and sensation, and the alchemical process of transformation, the striving towards a higher state of being. The triangle is not static. It is dynamic, always aspiring, always striving. This is why it is often associated with ambition, progress, and the pursuit of knowledge, constantly pushing us towards new horizons. Can you see how the symbolism of the triangle permeates our cultural narratives, from religious art to architectural design? Conversely, the square, with its stable and grounded nature, represents the four classical elements: earth, air, fire, and water, as well as the four functions of consciousness: thinking, feeling, sensation, and intuition, and the very foundation of reality. It is associated with the material world, stability, and the concrete aspects of experience, grounding us in the here and now, providing a sense of security and order. From the grid systems of city planning to the solid structures of buildings and temples, the square manifests itself in our physical environment, shaping our lives in profound ways. But how do these shapes manifest in specific cultural contexts? Consider the circle, for example. In Native American traditions, the medicine wheel embodies wholeness and spiritual completion, representing the interconnectedness of all living things and the cyclical nature of existence. Similarly, the Buddhist wheel of Dharma symbolizes the path to enlightenment, with its 8 spokes representing the eightfold path to liberation. And in Celtic tradition, the Celtic cross integrates the circle with the cross, representing the union of the earthly and the divine, and the eternal nature of the spirit. Is it not remarkable how these diverse cultures, separated by vast distances and unique histories, converge on the same symbolic meaning of the circle? The triangle, too, finds expression in diverse cultural contexts. In Christian religious art, the triangle often represents the Holy Trinity, symbolizing the unity of God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. In architectural design, pyramids stand as towering testaments to human ingenuity and aspiration, their triangular faces pointing towards the heavens. And in heraldry, family crests often incorporate triangular shapes to represent strength, courage, and noble lineage, showcasing its diverse symbolic meanings as well as practical applications. From the sacred to the secular, the triangle permeates our visual landscape. Turning our attention to the square, we find its influence in city planning, where grid systems create order and structure, facilitating navigation and commerce. Architectural structures, such as buildings and temples, rely on the square for stability and support, providing a sense of security and permanence. And in symbolic representations of order and law, the square embodies fairness, justice, and the rule of reason. Even in our modern world, the square remains a fundamental building block of our physical and conceptual reality, shaping our lives in countless ways. But is it possible that these shapes can be blended and balanced into even more meaningful representations? And so we arrive at patterns such as the flower of life, a visual example of the core shapes that we've discussed, blended and balanced into a complex interwoven symbol. Its interconnected circles create a sense of unity, harmony, and endless possibility. Its complex geometry hints at deeper layers of meaning, inviting us to explore the interconnectedness of all things, constantly expanding and evolving. Is it any wonder that the flower of life is found in so many ancient cultures, from Egypt to Sumeria, often associated with creation myths? These basic shapes are not isolated symbols, but interconnected elements of a larger geometric language that speaks directly to the unconscious mind, communicating through archetypal images and universal patterns. The circle, the triangle, the square each carries its own unique energy and symbolic weight, and together they form a powerful foundation for understanding the deeper structures of reality. As we move forward, we will explore more complex geometric patterns, such as the Fibonacci sequence, the golden ratio, and the Platonic solids, revealing how these patterns reflect deeper psychological and spiritual principles. In doing so, we'll discover how sacred geometry can be a path to achieving inner peace, unlocking creative potential, and ultimately achieving wholeness. For just as the outer patterns of the universe are mirrored within the psyche, so too can the understanding of these patterns lead us to a deeper connection with ourselves and the cosmos. Is sacred geometry not merely an intellectual pursuit, but a pathway to self-discovery and spiritual growth? Is sacred geometry not merely an intellectual pursuit, but a pathway to self-discovery and spiritual growth? Let's turn now to the golden ratio, a visual manifestation of harmony and balance found ubiquitously in nature, art, and even the human body. But is its prevalence a mere coincidence, or does it point to a deeper resonance with our innate perception of beauty and order? Is nature simply random, or is it a carefully crafted design whispering secrets of a hidden architecture? The golden ratio, often denoted by the Greek letter phi, approximately 1/618, is a mathematical constant that appears repeatedly in the natural world and human creations. This irrational number emerges from the Fibonacci sequence, where each number is the sum of the two preceding ones: 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, and so on. As the sequence progresses, the ratio between consecutive numbers approaches phi, a testament to the inherent order embedded within seemingly simple numerical progressions. It is linked to self-similarity, the principle where a pattern repeats itself at different scales, giving rise to fractal patterns that echo the golden ratio throughout nature. From the branching of trees to the spirals of galaxies, this self-repeating pattern speaks to the ancient Hermetic axiom, "As above, so below," suggesting a profound correspondence between the microcosm and the macrocosm. Can this mathematical relationship truly underpin the structure of reality itself? One finds visual examples of the golden ratio manifesting everywhere around us, such as the proportions of the human face, often cited as embodying ideal beauty, frequently adhering to the golden ratio. The spiral of a nautilus shell, a classic example, expands according to the golden ratio, its elegant form reflecting a harmonious balance. The arrangement of seeds in a sunflower follows a spiral pattern dictated by the Fibonacci sequence, maximizing the plant's exposure to sunlight. Even the design of classical architecture, such as the Parthenon in ancient Greece, incorporates the golden ratio in its proportions, creating a sense of aesthetic perfection. Psychological studies suggest that humans are innately drawn to images embodying the golden ratio, subconsciously perceiving their inherent harmony. Why are we so predisposed to find beauty in these specific proportions? And so, we see that the golden ratio serves as a visual representation of balance and harmony, not only in the external world, but perhaps also within the human psyche. But do these patterns extend beyond the visible world, shaping the very fabric of our inner selves? Let's now explore the Platonic solids and their connection to the classical elements and personality archetypes, each a facet of the universe reflected within ourselves. How can we use this information to achieve greater peace and perhaps even unlock the hidden potential within us? Consider the Platonic solids, the tetrahedron, cube, octahedron, dodecahedron, and icosahedron, as fundamental geometric forms that have fascinated mathematicians, philosophers, and mystics for millennia. These are the only 5 convex polyhedra made of identical regular polygons meeting at the same angles, linking them to the classical elements of fire, earth, air, water, and ether or spirit. Far from being mere geometric curiosities, these solids can be seen as symbolic representations of different aspects of reality and the human psyche, offering a framework for understanding our inner landscape. But how do these geometric forms translate into tangible psychological traits and archetypal energies? Each Platonic solid corresponds to a specific element, imbuing it with unique qualities. The tetrahedron, associated with fire, embodies passion, energy, and transformation, igniting the spark of creativity and driving us towards change. The cube, linked to earth, symbolizes stability, grounding, and the material world, providing a sense of security and structure. The octahedron, representing air, signifies communication, intellect, and balance, fostering clarity of thought and harmonious relationships. The icosahedron, associated with water, embodies emotion, intuition, and flow, connecting us to the depths of our feelings and the wisdom of our unconscious. Finally, the dodecahedron, representing ether or spirit, signifies consciousness, the higher self, and divine connection, transcending the material world and uniting us with the cosmos. Can understanding these correspondences help us to determine our areas of focus, guiding us towards greater self-awareness? One can find examples of Platonic solids in many aspects of existence. For example, the tetrahedron appears in crystal structures, reflecting the transformative power of fire. The cube manifests in mineral formations, embodying the stability and grounding of earth. The octahedron is observed in molecular structures, representing the communicative and balancing properties of air. The icosahedron is found in viral structures, reflecting the fluid and intuitive nature of water. The dodecahedron, often featured in esoteric symbolism, embodies the spiritual and conscious properties of ether. But it doesn't end here. These forms can be linked to specific personality traits or archetypal energies, providing insights into individual strengths and weaknesses. One may be helped by focusing on geometry that aligns with their current goals, such as meditating on the cube to enhance stability or on the icosahedron to develop emotional intelligence. But is this merely symbolic association, or is there a deeper connection between these geometric forms and our inner selves? And so, we arrive at the understanding that the Platonic solids represent different facets of reality and the human psyche, offering a unique lens through which to view ourselves and the world around us. But does sacred geometry stop here, or does it extend into even more complex and interconnected patterns? We must now turn our attention to the flower of life and its connection to creation myths and the interconnectedness of all things, diving deeper into the hidden architecture of the cosmos. How can sacred geometry assist the viewer in unlocking their potential and connecting with something larger than themselves? Let's reintroduce the flower of life, a complex geometric pattern of overlapping circles found in ancient cultures around the world and often linked to creation myths. It is a representation of the interconnectedness of all things and the underlying unity of the cosmos, inviting us to explore the infinite possibilities within ourselves and the universe. This pattern is not just a pretty design. It is a map of creation, a blueprint for understanding the deeper structures of reality and a window into the mysteries of existence. What secrets lie hidden within its intricate geometry? Within the flower of life's geometric properties, we find a relationship to other sacred geometric patterns, such as the seed of life, formed by the 7 circles at the center of the flower of life, and the tree of life, a Kabbalistic symbol representing the structure of the universe and the path to enlightenment. The flower of life can be seen as a map of creation, showing the unfolding of consciousness and the interconnectedness of all life forms, its interwoven circles representing the continuous flow of energy and information throughout the cosmos. This pattern reveals the underlying unity of all things, demonstrating how seemingly separate entities are interconnected and interdependent. But is this interconnectedness merely a philosophical concept, or does it have practical implications for our daily lives? The flower of life resonates across numerous cultures, appearing in ancient Egyptian temples, Renaissance art, and contemporary spiritual practices. Ancient Egyptians revered it as a symbol of creation and divine order, often incorporating it into their sacred architecture and artwork. Renaissance artists, such as Leonardo da Vinci, studied its geometric properties, using it as a basis for their artistic compositions. Contemporary spiritual practices often employ the flower of life as a tool for meditation and self-discovery, guiding practitioners towards a deeper understanding of themselves and the universe. Some even suggest that the flower of life holds the key to unlocking the secrets of universal consciousness, proposing that it is a holographic representation of reality. Keep in mind that even the seemingly complicated flower of life is made up of the simple shapes discussed earlier. But what if there were ancient secrets hidden within the flower of life, knowledge that has been suppressed for centuries? What would you do? Ultimately, the flower of life represents the underlying unity of the cosmos and our connection to all things, summarizing the key geometric patterns we've explored and emphasizing their psychological and spiritual significance. It serves as a reminder that we are all interconnected, part of a larger whole, and that our actions have consequences that ripple throughout the universe. By understanding the language of sacred geometry, we can unlock our potential, find meaning, and connect with something larger than ourselves, moving beyond the limitations of our individual egos and embracing the vastness of our shared existence. But what if this language is more than just a tool for self-improvement? What if it holds the key to unlocking the secrets of the universe? How can we now use it for self-help and spiritual enlightenment, and what lies beyond its intricate patterns? Can sacred geometry be more than just a collection of shapes and patterns? What if it's a practical tool, a key to unlocking hidden potentials within ourselves, capable of fostering a deeper connection to our authentic selves? How can these geometric principles be actively applied to navigate the complexities of our inner and outer worlds, lighting the path towards self-discovery, personal growth, and even spiritual enlightenment? Let's explore some foundational techniques for working with sacred geometry. First, there's meditation on geometric forms. Contemplate mandalas, those intricate circular designs found in various spiritual traditions, or visualize the Platonic solids rotating in your mind's eye. These practices can quiet the mind, access deeper states of consciousness, and promote inner harmony. But can simply looking at a shape really calm the chaos of our thoughts? Furthermore, we can use the visualization of geometric patterns to reprogram limiting beliefs, enhance creativity, and manifest desired outcomes. Imagine the flower of life expanding within your heart, filling you with a sense of interconnectedness and infinite possibility. Or perhaps visualize a golden spiral enveloping your body, aligning you with the natural rhythms of the universe. Is it possible to reshape our inner world simply by imagining geometric forms, or is there more to it than meets the eye? In addition to meditation and visualization, there's the active creation of geometric art. Draw mandalas, paint Platonic solids, sculpt the flower of life. By embodying these geometric principles through artistic expression, we can integrate our inner experiences and express our unique creative vision. Can the act of creating geometric art truly unlock hidden aspects of our creativity and self-expression, or is it just a fun pastime? The use of mandalas in Tibetan Buddhism offers a powerful example of how geometric forms can be used for meditation and visualization. These intricate circular diagrams, often depicting deities and symbolic imagery, serve as focal points for contemplation, promoting wholeness and spiritual awakening. By gazing upon the mandala, practitioners aim to quiet the mind, dissolve the ego, and connect with the divine. But how can a simple diagram facilitate such profound transformation? Renaissance artists, such as Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo, employed geometric principles to create harmonious and balanced compositions, reflecting a divine order. Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man, for example, embodies the golden ratio in its proportions, representing the ideal human form. Michelangelo's sculptures, such as David, also exhibit geometric precision, conveying a sense of power and grace. Did these artists consciously employ sacred geometry, or was it an intuitive expression of their innate understanding of beauty and balance? Even today, sacred geometry persists in modern architecture and video game design, from the layout of buildings to the design of virtual worlds. Modern architects use geometric principles to create aesthetically pleasing and structurally sound buildings, enhancing the human experience through harmonious design. Video game designers employ sacred geometry to create immersive and visually stunning environments, drawing players into fantastical realms. But is this a conscious application of ancient principles, or merely a subconscious preference for aesthetically pleasing forms? The flower of life, with its intricate pattern of overlapping circles, has been venerated by ancient cultures around the world. It can be found in ancient Egyptian temples, where it served as a symbol of creation and divine order. Some believe it holds the key to unlocking the secrets of the universe, proposing that it is a holographic representation of reality. It also appears in Sumerian artifacts, Renaissance art, and contemporary spiritual practices. But how can we use the flower of life to tap into the wisdom of our ancestors, and how can this translate into meaning for us today? How can we use the flower of life to tap into the wisdom of our ancestors? Why is it important? How can this translate into meaning today? The flower of life can serve as a reminder of our interconnectedness, our creative potential, and our place within the grand cosmic tapestry. By contemplating this ancient symbol, we can gain insights into the mysteries of creation, the nature of reality, and the depths of our own being. But is this merely a symbolic exercise, or can it lead to genuine transformation and enlightenment? 60% reveal. Let's now turn our attention to the idea that geometric patterns act as archetypal representations, reflecting universal aspects of the human psyche and experience. Can we use geometric symbols to better understand our personalities, our relationships, and our place in the world? Is the geometry of our minds the same as the geometry of reality? Imagine that geometric shapes can be used to map our inner landscape, with each shape representing specific psychological qualities. A square might symbolize groundedness, stability, and practicality. A circle could represent openness, wholeness, and emotional connection. A triangle might embody ambition, action, and a drive for achievement. A spiral could signify growth, transformation, and the unfolding of potential. But are these associations arbitrary, or do they reflect deeper psychological truths? Let's consider some examples. If someone identifies strongly with the square, they might be a reliable and dependable person who values structure and order. If someone is drawn to the circle, they might be compassionate and empathetic, seeking harmony and connection in their relationships. If someone resonates with the triangle, they might be a driven and ambitious individual who is always striving for success. By identifying our preferred shapes, can we gain insights into our dominant personality traits and behavioral patterns? If you're facing a challenge that requires stability and grounding, you might meditate on the square to enhance your sense of security and practicality. If you're struggling to connect with your emotions, you might visualize the circle expanding within your heart, opening you up to greater empathy and compassion. If you're feeling stuck in a rut, you might draw spirals to stimulate growth and transformation. Consider someone who struggles with anxiety. By drawing mandalas, they might find a sense of calm and centeredness, reducing their feelings of overwhelm. Can something as simple as drawing a shape really alter our emotional state and influence our behavior? By understanding the language of geometric archetypes, can we gain insights into our personalities, our relationships, and our place in the world? How can we use geometric patterns to connect with our experiences, and how can this connect us to the concept of wholeness? How can the patterns of our mind show us the interconnectedness of all things? And as we stand at this intersection of geometry and psyche, peering into the very fabric of our being, what future awaits us? 30% reveal. Can geometric harmony be more than just an aesthetic preference? What if the geometric patterns we surround ourselves with directly influence our emotional and mental states, and vice versa? Can disharmony in our inner world manifest as imbalance in our external environment, creating a feedback loop that perpetuates our struggles? Or can we consciously use geometric principles to create more harmonious lives, both within ourselves and in our surroundings, breaking the cycle? Consider the spaces you inhabit daily: your home, your office, your garden. Are they designed with intention, incorporating principles of sacred geometry, or are they haphazard arrangements that reflect a state of inner chaos? Creating harmonious spaces using sacred geometric principles, incorporating the golden ratio in the arrangement of furniture, aligning architectural elements with geometric grids, or even simply decluttering and organizing according to geometric patterns, can positively influence our emotional and mental well-being, fostering a sense of calm, order, and inspiration. But is it possible that the mere arrangement of physical objects can alter the complex chemistry of our brains? Likewise, can we also influence our well-being through meditation and visualization, projecting harmony and peace from the self into the world? Furthermore, engaging with geometric art, music structured on geometric principles, or even sacred dance can facilitate emotional release, stimulate creative expression, and promote a profound sense of interconnectedness, linking the personal to the cosmic. Consider the architecture of ancient cathedrals, where soaring arches and geometrically precise, stained glass windows create a sense of awe and reverence. The careful use of geometric proportion in music creates harmonious compositions, evoking strong emotions and enhancing the listener's experience. Can these carefully constructed arrangements of space and sound act as keys to unlocking deeper states of consciousness? The key to geometric harmony lies in mindful awareness, observing the geometric patterns that surround us, recognizing imbalances, and consciously making adjustments to restore equilibrium. This might involve rearranging your furniture, decluttering your workspace, or even taking a walk in nature, paying attention to the geometric patterns in plants, trees, and flowers. Through mindful awareness, can we train ourselves to recognize and correct imbalances in our lives, or does true harmony require a more profound internal transformation? As a practical step, you may journal your environment and then mindfully rearrange it based on the feelings you have. But what if our affinity for certain shapes goes beyond mere aesthetic preference? Could it be that individuals tend to resonate with specific geometric shapes, and that these choices reflect their dominant personality traits and emotional patterns, revealing hidden aspects of the self? Is it really a surprise that some people are drawn to the clean lines of a square, while others prefer the flowing curves of a circle? And if so, are certain personality types inherently drawn to certain geometries, creating a visual echo of their inner landscape? Let's consider some examples. Those who prefer the grounded stability of squares often value order, practicality, and reliability. They are the anchors in our lives, providing a sense of security and structure. Conversely, individuals drawn to the fluidity of circles tend to be more open, compassionate, and emotionally expressive, seeking harmony and connection in their relationships. Triangles, with their sharp angles and upward thrust, may resonate with those who are ambitious, driven, and goal-oriented. Spirals, symbolizing growth and transformation, might appeal to those who are constantly evolving and seeking new experiences. But are these geometric preferences merely superficial inclinations, or do they reflect deeper archetypal patterns within the psyche? Identifying one's dominant geometric patterns can be a fascinating journey of self-discovery, inviting us to explore the hidden depths of our personalities and revealing unconscious motivations. This can be achieved through various self-assessment exercises, such as journaling about your favorite shapes, meditating on geometric forms, or expressing yourself through geometric art. As you engage in these practices, pay attention to the shapes that resonate most strongly with you and consider what those shapes might symbolize in your life. It's important to remember that our geometric preferences may evolve over time, reflecting shifts in our personality traits and emotional tendencies, just as our lives are never static. The psychological implications of each geometric preference can be far-reaching, relating to specific personality traits, emotional tendencies, and behavioral patterns that shape our experiences. For example, a person who strongly identifies with the square might be naturally drawn to careers that require organization, precision, and attention to detail, such as accounting, engineering, or project management. Someone drawn to the circle might excel in roles that involve communication, collaboration, and emotional support, such as counseling, teaching, or nursing. The ambitious triangle might find fulfillment in leadership positions that require drive, innovation, and strategic thinking. How can this framework assist in our personal development? Consider the archetypes linked to these traits. The square aligns with the archetype of the senex, representing wisdom, structure, and responsibility. The circle resonates with the anima, the feminine principle of nurturing, connection, and emotional depth. The triangle embodies the hero, driven by ambition, courage, and a desire to conquer challenges. By understanding these archetypal connections, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the psychological significance of our geometric preferences, leading to a more integrated and balanced sense of self. But what if we extend this geometric lens to our relationships with others? How might understanding the geometric patterns of ourselves and those around us improve communication, foster empathy, and even resolve conflicts? What would life look like if we possessed a deeper understanding of the geometric inclinations of our friends, family, and partners, allowing us to navigate interpersonal dynamics with greater awareness and compassion? Imagine knowing that your partner resonates strongly with the circle while you identify more with the triangle. This understanding could help you appreciate their need for emotional connection and harmony, while also recognizing your own drive for achievement and independence. By communicating openly about these differences and finding ways to balance your respective needs, you can create a more fulfilling and harmonious relationship, honoring each other's unique perspectives. However, is it possible to truly understand another person's inner world through the lens of geometric shapes? Navigating interpersonal dynamics requires recognizing and appreciating the different geometric perspectives that individuals bring to the table, allowing for a richer and more nuanced understanding of each other's needs and motivations. The key lies in embracing geometric diversity, recognizing that all shapes are valid and valuable, each offering unique strengths and perspectives. By appreciating these differences, we can create more inclusive and collaborative environments, fostering greater understanding and empathy. The implications of embracing geometric diversity are far-reaching, extending beyond individual relationships to encompass entire communities and societies. When we recognize and value the unique contributions of each geometric type, we create a more balanced and harmonious whole where everyone feels seen, heard, and appreciated. Just as a kaleidoscope requires a variety of colorful pieces to create its intricate patterns, so too does a thriving community require a diversity of geometric perspectives to create its vibrant tapestry. Here is the key. The wisdom of the ancients and even ancestors has held the power to show patterns of behavior, and geometry unlocks it. This understanding can be a powerful tool for self-discovery and can unlock hidden wisdom that can be passed down through generations. How can embracing geometric diversity foster greater understanding, compassion, and harmony in our relationships and communities? Can we create a world where all shapes are celebrated, where differences are seen as strengths, and where everyone feels empowered to express their unique geometric essence? Or is this merely a utopian ideal? Just as individual geometric shapes reflect unique personality traits, the Vesica Piscis embodies the union of seemingly opposite forces, revealing the creative potential that arises from their harmonious integration. What is the Vesica Piscis? Formed by the intersection of two circles, the Vesica Piscis is a symbol of the union of opposites, the birth of new ideas, and the gateway to creation, representing the fertile ground where seemingly disparate forces come together to generate something new. But how can this ancient symbol translate into practical guidance for navigating the complexities of our modern lives, offering a pathway to self-discovery and personal transformation? Consider the Vesica Piscis's profound psychological significance. It represents the coming together of conscious and unconscious, masculine and feminine, or opposing viewpoints, leading to wholeness and integration. It's the moment when two seemingly separate entities merge to create something greater than the sum of their parts, symbolizing the potential for growth, creativity, and transformation that lies within each of us. But are we truly just products of our environment, or do we possess an inherent capacity to transcend our limitations and embrace our full potential, integrating all aspects of our being? The Vesica Piscis appears throughout history in religious art, in architectural designs, and in mythological narratives, where it serves as a powerful symbol of creation, union, and the transcendence of duality. In religious art, the Vesica Piscis is often depicted as the almond-shaped halo surrounding Christ figures, representing the divine light emanating from the union of the human and the divine. In Gothic architecture, the Vesica Piscis is seen in the pointed arches that soar towards the heavens, symbolizing the aspiration to reach a higher spiritual plane. You can also see the Vesica Piscis in the flower of life, where the intersections create a gateway between the overlapping circles. How did the Vesica Piscis translate into so many ancient origins? The Vesica Piscis embodies the potential for growth, creativity, and transformation that arises from embracing and integrating seemingly opposing forces within ourselves and the world around us. By recognizing and honoring the inherent duality of existence, we can unlock our creative potential, foster deeper connections with others, and cultivate a more integrated and balanced sense of self. 30% reveal how geometric traits can be used to connect viewers to their experiences and the concept of wholeness. Just as with circles, triangles, and squares, the Vesica Piscis helps bring together fundamental concepts from around the world. Viewers are now connected with both ancient wisdom and potential applications for their lives, demonstrating how geometric patterns can illuminate the hidden depths of the human psyche and the underlying order of the universe. But how will we use this information to transition into our own consciousness? Now that you're connected, how can we use geometric patterns to unlock your potential? How can we use the Vesica Piscis to understand how to use geometric patterns to unlock consciousness? While Vesica Piscis helps connect people, how will we translate that interconnectedness into the self? As we ponder these questions, we're led to the exploration of mandalas as tools for self-discovery, promising further insights into the nature of consciousness and the path to wholeness. As we complete our geometric journey, we find ourselves at the threshold of a deeper understanding, acknowledging the intricate tapestry woven by these patterns. Let us not underestimate the complexity of sacred geometry, but rather embrace its accessibility as a profound tool for self-understanding and spiritual growth, recognizing how far we have come in unraveling its mysteries. Like threads of a cosmic loom, each geometric form, ratio, and pattern has contributed to a rich and meaningful design. We have unveiled the archetypal language of geometry, witnessing its manifestation in the cosmos, nature, and the depths of human consciousness. From the spiraling arms of galaxies to the intricate patterns of snowflakes, and now, even to the very structure of our own minds, geometry reveals the underlying order that permeates all existence. The journey has touched upon the interconnectedness of all things, the reflection of universal patterns within the individual psyche, and the potential for self-discovery through geometric exploration, weaving together science, art, and spirituality into a unified vision. Recall our initial inquiry into the hidden order shaping our reality, the subtle influences that guide our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, often unseen and unacknowledged. We now recognize these influences not as arbitrary forces, but as expressions of a profound, interconnected, and archetypally resonant geometric matrix, revealing how even the smallest details of our lives are interwoven with the grand design of the universe. These include the circles, squares, and triangles that make up the flower of life, and the repeating patterns found throughout creation. In surrendering to the elegant simplicity of geometric forms, we unlock the infinite complexity of our inner selves and how we relate to the universe. This exploration is not merely an intellectual exercise, but a reflection of the universal human longing to find meaning, connection, and wholeness in a fragmented world, to discover the underlying unity that binds us all together. Like a kaleidoscope reflecting infinite patterns from a single source, sacred geometry reveals the beauty, order, and interconnectedness of all existence, mirroring the divine within each of us. May this exploration inspire you to continue seeking the geometric patterns that resonate within your own soul, unlocking your creative potential and deepening your connection to the cosmos. Consider integrating geometric principles into your daily life, whether through meditation, artistic expression, or simply mindful observation of the patterns that surround you. And in these practices, may the Vesica Piscis be used to understand how different geometric patterns can connect each other, just as we've done here today. As we embrace the language of sacred geometry, we move towards a future where harmony, balance, and interconnectedness prevail, both within ourselves and in the world around us. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of the psychology of sacred geometry.